Today, I want to speak to you about a young woman named Porshe Streeter. I'm going to share a video with you, and then I'm going to come back and speak to you.
A Fox 35 News exclusive interview. For the very first time, we're hearing from close friends of that mother. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live in Orlando tonight. So Manny, that boyfriend allegedly had his cousin shoot him in the arm to make it appear like he was a victim too.
And Luann, that's all laid out here in these 36 pages for the affidavit for the suspect's arrest. These are usually no longer than 5 or 6 pages at most. So that shows you just how intensive and extensive this investigation has been. Deputies say it came down to good old-fashioned detective work. And tonight, the woman's friend and the sheriff's office say the suspect's story just didn't add up. More than 1 year since Porshe Streeter was shot and killed while she was asleep with her own children, her friends are still grappling with the loss.
She was a God-fearing woman. And, if you got to know her, even though she had a gentle spirit.
She's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Deputies say Saun Rainge, the father of Streeter's 3 kids, worked with his cousin, Benjamin Garmon, to kill her and even stage a home invasion. Streeter was just 30 years old. Family and friends describe her as a loving mom and a gifted hair and makeup artist.
She was so talented. You could show her a picture, and I can guarantee you were going to look like the picture that you wanted.
She died January 13th, 2024. Neighbors heard gunshots around 9:30 that morning, but detectives say Rainge called 911 2 hours later, after the alleged shooter came back and shot him in the arm. We spoke with a neighbor who didn't want to show his face on camera.
He was asking for help and, starting, knocking on people's doors. I was like, oh my God, something really bad happened.
Rainge told detectives someone forced their way into the apartment, demanded money, went into the bedroom, kicked his 10-year-old son in the head, and started shooting Streeter. In the investigative paperwork, detectives say they found that story unfathomable, adding Porshe Streeter's well-being and safety was clearly not his priority.
How dare you pull someone's life away from them? How dare you do God's job? How dare you strip someone of their future? So how dare you strip 3 beautiful kids of their mother?
And deputies laid out some possible motives here in this case. They say the suspect was upset his ex was in a new relationship. The two disagreed over the custody of their children. And deputies say the suspect was having some money problems while she was not. Rainge is due in court next week.
So as you can see, according to the news, she lost her life in January of 2024. An investigation was done. Right away, they really didn't believe Saun's story, but they just went along with it until they did their investigation, looked at surveillance cameras and everything, got the coroner's report back. Everything this man was saying was just a lie. And so based on the information they had, they went ahead and charged him, Saun, and his friend or his cousin, Benjamin, for Porshe's taking her life. If you just think about the mentality of him and what he did, he wasn't supposed to have access to the apartment. She's in the bed asleep with her 3 kids, which is also his 3 kids. He's not caring about those kids. The only thing his hatred for her is so high that he doesn't care about the trauma he's going to cause his own kids. From 1, losing their mother and not having their mother in their lives anymore, but 2, to do it basically in front of them. Because I'm sure when the first shot went off, they woke up. I don't know how old the 3 kids are, but I'm sure once they heard that loud noise, and he 10 times to make sure she wasn't going to be, going to live. He shot her 10 times next to her kids. And then it took him 2 hours later to even call the police to say this made-up story of a home invasion. And the only reason that he shot her was because, according to Saun, that she was going for her phone and the home invader shot her, which was Benjamin, his friend or his cousin or whoever he's supposed to be. It's like this man, it was like it was not even a thought out process. Whatever he went into that apartment, and it's like he just seen her and decided to go ahead and end her life without any care for anything else but how he felt. That's why men cannot be emotional. People in general can't just act off of emotion, especially men. It's like as a man, you can't just be so emotional that if a woman no longer wants you, you feel that it's your responsibility to end her life. Or if she's happy in another relationship with someone else, you don't feel that she should have that happiness. Oh, if I can't have her, nobody can. It's like, get over it. You will end up finding someone else. Move on. Now the kids don't have their mother nor their father. So they're going to lose both parents because of this emotional man and his cousin, whoever Benjamin is to him. It's like, how if a person come to you and say, you know what, I got a plan. Let's kill this woman. For what? What did she do? No question asked other than, okay, I got you. And so both of them are charged with first degree murder, and they are in the state of Florida, which do have the death penalty. So depending on how the prosecuting attorney want to handle this, they both can be looking at the death penalty. And it's like, if he's sitting there thinking about this, it's like, was it really worth it? If she moved on, good for her. If she's doing good financially, good for her. You cannot sit back and look at another person and say, you know what, I'm happy for them. I'm happy they're doing good. I'm happy they're doing great. And that goes for both men and women. If the person don't want to be with you no more, let it go. If they're happy in another relationship, be happy for them. Because eventually you'll find someone that's going to make you happy. It just didn't work out between them two, between Porsche and Saun. So let it go. And when you look at the Bible, I'm going to share a scripture with you. So we have Ephesians 4:26 ESV. Be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. So God understands that certain things happen. People get mad, people get angry, but don't allow that anger to fester in you. Do not allow that anger to cause you to sin. Whatever anger you have, get rid of it before you even go to sleep. Let it go. Because once you just keep letting that anger fester in you, you end up doing things like this guy did, taking the life of his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his kids, his 3 kids, and he did it next to them, with them laying in the bed with her. She sleep, and he goes and do this. And then he sits in the house 2 hours with her. So therefore, the kids are sitting there 2 hours with their mother, looking at their mother with gunshot wounds, just because this man was angry. And then we have Proverbs 25:28. A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls. So basically, a man without self-control is a useless man. So therefore, as men, you have to have some type of self-control. You have to learn how to control your emotions. You can't be an emotional man, because an emotional man is not a thinking man. You're moving and making moves and doing different things based on your feeling, how you feel. Feelings change. You can feel one way today and a different way tomorrow. You can feel one way today, a different way next week, next month, next year. So you can't make decisions based off of feelings. You have to have some type of self-control to control your emotion, to control how you feel. Because both men, Benjamin and Saun, was arrested just recently, I think about 5 days ago. So, they're going to go through the trial process, which hasn't started yet. So the family's going to have to kind of relive this again by going to trial. So pray for the family, and also pray for those 3 babies that, like I said, they lost their moms basically right in front of them. And they're going to be dealing with a lot of emotional traumas of not having their mother in their lives for the rest of their lives, and also being next to their mother while she's taking her last breath. So make sure you pray for those kids as well. My name is Delmarshae. Thank you for watching my channel. Please like, subscribe, and share.